Well, Angel Reese, she's scheduled to play in the new 3-on-3 league that's coming up. The unrivaled basketball season is starting this month, but she came under some scrutiny around New Year's Eve because she shared a post on her Instagram. You know, she's had a stellar season. This is the video that is actually still on her TikTok, and she got some pretty serious pushback after sharing this, and people were pretty unhappy with the way that she shared this on a public platform. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this because as a woman in the industry who has come under her own scrutiny, myself, I wanted to hear where you fell on this issue because she deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
In the world of basketball, comparisons can be as relentless as a full-court press. Every dribble, pass, and move is scrutinized, magnified, and often juxtaposed against someone else's. Angel Reese, known as the unapologetically bold Bayou Barbie, has often found herself in the shadow of Caitlin Clark, her on-court rival and media counterpart. Reese's decision to delete her Instagram after posting a bold New Year's Eve outfit reignited this narrative, prompting none other than Stephen A. Smith to weigh in with his signature mix of candor and metaphor. But does Reese's latest move signal a pivot in her branding, or simply a young athlete asserting her individuality? In a recent episode of The Stephen A. Smith Show, the outspoken sports analyst delved into Reese's decision using Clark as a benchmark. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her #1 nemesis in a lot of people's eyes. Smith's point wasn't to criticize Reese, but to underscore how public perception often locks athletes into rivalries, shaping how their every action is judged. Stephen A. didn't stop there. He addressed Reese's calculated use of social media and how her decision to delete the post speaks volumes. She is not dumb, she's quite a brilliant young lady, very smart, very accomplished. But when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception you're resisting or creating about yourself. His analysis highlighted Reese's self-awareness, noting that her mastery of social media has been both a tool for empowerment and a source of scrutiny. Caitlin Clark has often been cast as the golden standard, the sharpshooter with a seemingly flawless public image. Her brand resonates with perfection, precision, and focus, much like her game. Reese, on the other hand, has embraced a more dynamic and rebellious persona, leaning into her nickname, Bayou Barbie, and making bold fashion and life choices. Reese's New Year's Eve post was no exception. The Chicago Sky star wore a daring brown dress with cutouts and a high slit, accessorized with gold jewelry and a sleek black purse. While the post quickly went viral, it also drew its share of criticism, prompting Reese to pull the plug on her Instagram account entirely. Stephen A. contextualized this move, saying, "By pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. That's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you. Fair or unfair." But as the conversation shifted to Smith's personal perspective, it became clear that Reese's branding battle wasn't just about public perception. It was about navigating the fine line between personal expression and societal expectations. Would the Bayou Barbie image finally clash with the carefully crafted narratives around her? Stephen A. and his daddy perspective on Clark and Reese. The conversation took a personal turn when Smith brought up his own fatherly instincts. "This is just daddy talking, okay? My daughters are fully aware daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media." Although he clarified that he wasn't judging Reese's choices, he made sure to use his comments to highlight the difference in branding strategies used by both stars that have shaped the narrative around them. In fact, if anything, his comments showcase the importance of branding for a player's image. Reese's outfit and subsequent social media hiatus may seem trivial, but they touch on larger themes of agency and image control. For Reese, whose career has already been marked by outspoken confidence and individuality, these moments are part of her ongoing evolution, both as a player and a brand. As Reese charts her path in the WNBA, comparisons to Clark and others will undoubtedly persist, but much like a buzzer beater, her decisions, whether on or off the court, carry weight, sparking conversations about identity, expectations, and the freedom to define one's narrative. Stephen A's words, part critique and part admiration, encapsulate the complexity of Reese's journey. Whether she's dazzling on the hardwood or sparking debate off it, Angel Reese continues to command attention, proving that she's not just playing the game, she's rewriting its rules.
Alrighty, our guest today is a 6-foot guard from the University of Iowa, the NCAA all-time Division I scoring leader, the first pick of the WNBA draft, WNBA assist leader, all-star, and 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She's the most requested guest in the history of our show. And
Caitlin Clark's epic interview stuns basketball fans everywhere. In a conversation on New Heights with Travis and Jason Kelce, Caitlin Clark shared shocking secrets about her meteoric rise from a young basketball prodigy to WNBA superstardom. What made Caitlin Clark so different from other players? What's the secret behind her record-breaking achievements? Let's take a closer look.
In Minnesota at US Bank, one of her early concerts, and that was a lot of fun. Went with some of my college friends, and we had a good time together.
it's hard to not have a good time at a concert.
I don't know how you couldn't have a good time at something like that.
This is so fun, man.
Well, we mentioned earlier that a few weeks ago you were named the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Time asked you to define your year in one word, and you said historic. We can do better. We can give you 2 words to define your year. What would they be if you could do that? 2 words.
In the latest podcast on New Heights with Travis and Jason Kelce, Caitlin Clark opened up about her past life and how she became WNBA Rookie of the Year. From record-shattering performances to her inspiring perspective on life and the future of the sport, this interview revealed the heart and drive behind one of basketball's brightest stars.
Become a thing probably in the last 8 years, I want to say, because we have a kid captain for every game because the hospital is such a big deal. And it's usually a kid battling some sort of disease or has beaten some sort of disease, not always cancer, but whatever it is. And that's always fun. They get to pick a song that plays after the first quarter, and I get the chills every time. It's sick. It's probably one of the best traditions in all of sports, if not the best, honestly.
Wait, so what's this thing about the wave? The wave just started?
So after the first quarter, everybody turns because the Children's Hospital looks on top of the football stadium. Right. And so
I remember seeing them wave.
Yeah, the patients.
I thought you were talking about the wave. Then they started doing a wave. They incorporating the wave.
Clark's basketball story began remarkably early, receiving her first college recruiting letter in 7th grade while playing against high schoolers. Her parents demonstrated exceptional wisdom in managing this early attention, instructing her older brother to collect the mail so she could maintain a normal childhood. They also decided to limit her playing time, even when coaches wanted her to play multiple games per day, recognizing the importance of preventing burnout that often affects young athletes. This protective approach, which Clark initially resisted but now deeply appreciates, helped preserve her love for the game throughout her career.
The decision to go to Iowa.
So I basically narrowed it down pretty early on when I was going through my college recruitment that I wanted to be like in the Midwest, just kind of a homebody, family person, just wanted to stay fairly close to home. So that narrowed a lot of stuff down. And I visited like Oregon and Texas and a few other places, and I liked them, but it was just like, I knew it was too far. And then visited Notre Dame a bunch of times. And I was like, I love Notre Dame. And as a kid, you want to go to Notre Dame. Like it's the same with Notre Dame football. It's like the coolest thing in the world. Like it's Notre Dame. It has that tradition. They've had so many great players go through there in every single sport. But I just knew something you could just I could feel it in my gut. I was like, I'm not supposed to go there.
Yeah.
So I picked Iowa, and Iowa was really good in women's basketball before I went there too. Made a few Sweet 16s, made the Elite Eight. Our coach had been there for quite a while, but they hadn't been to the Final Four since 1992. So I wanted to go somewhere that was good, but maybe hadn't been a blue blood per se in quite a few years, and kind of help them get back to that. And then it was obviously my home state too, and 2 hours from where I grew up. So perfect distance where your parents can't show up, but also you could go home if you wanted to.
No doubt.
Of course.
No doubt.
Yeah.
While Notre Dame represented the dream destination for many young athletes, especially given its prestigious history and Catholic tradition, Clark's decision-making process revealed a deeper understanding of her own needs. She visited numerous schools, including Oregon and Texas, but consistently felt drawn to staying in the Midwest. The choice of Iowa wasn't just about proximity to home, It represented an opportunity to build something special at a program that hadn't reached the Final Four since 1992. Clark saw potential where others might have seen limitations, recognizing that Iowa offered the perfect balance of established success and room for growth. Her decision also reflected a mature understanding of her role in program building, wanting to help elevate a team rather than simply join an established powerhouse. The 2-hour distance from home proved perfect. Close enough for family support, but far enough for independence. This decision would ultimately prove transformative not just for Clark, but for the entire Iowa women's basketball program.
Absolutely. So, but yeah.
We were not drafted in the first round. What was it like being a first-round pick?
Oh, well,
Or
I felt
the first pick,
so
I should
it's
say.
crazy. Because of COVID, I could have actually gone back to school for a 5th year.
What, were you considering that?
Well, early on, yes.
It looked like you were having a good old time over there in Iowa.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It looked like you were having a good time.
It's college. You're there with your friends and the game's just easier.
Her college experience was uniquely shaped by the COVID-19 pandemic, beginning with an unusual campus environment where athletes were among the few students living in dorms. Despite these challenges, Clark created lasting memories, including a memorable team trip to Italy and Croatia. While they dominated their international competition, the real value came from team bonding and cultural experiences. During her college career, the introduction of NIL rights marked a significant shift, particularly for women's sports. Clark noted how NIL has helped increase visibility and opportunities for female athletes, though she expressed concern about young athletes needing better guidance on managing their sudden financial opportunities. The transition to professional basketball came swiftly for Clark, moving directly from the national championship game to becoming the first overall pick in the WNBA draft. Her welcome to WNBA moment came early in the season when a hard screen resulted in a ruptured eardrum, an injury that took months to heal and required careful management.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Despite the physical challenges, Clark found valuable support from veterans, particularly Tamika Catchings, who became a mentor. Catchings' championship trophy sitting next to Clark's locker serves as daily motivation and a reminder of the legacy she hopes to build. Let's see how well she played.
That was a pretty good team.
That was what made that team so good, you two? Outside Clark again!
Clark over Horston, hits a 3! Knows no bounds.
The way she played in the entire season was phenomenal. But wait, there is more. Clark demonstrated her deep understanding of basketball's broader landscape by offering insights on improving the NBA's declining ratings. Drawing from her marketing background, she suggested implementing a 4-point line to add excitement and advocated for returning to the traditional East versus West All-Star format. Her analysis of the NBA's 82-game season raised important questions about player performance and fan engagement, showing her ability to think critically about the sport's future. Golf emerged as a particularly revealing hobby during the conversation, with Clark sharing humorous stories about hitting a spectator during a Pro-Am event. Her admission of being more nervous on the first tee than at the free throw line showed a refreshing vulnerability. Her competitive nature extends to karaoke, where she enjoys performing duets and has a special fondness for Black Eyed Peas' "Where Is the Love?" These personal anecdotes reveal someone who embraces new challenges while maintaining a sense of humor about her abilities outside basketball. Her willingness to try new things and accept being less than perfect in other areas demonstrates a healthy perspective. The way she approaches these activities reflects her balanced personality and ability to find joy beyond basketball. Clark's interests and personality extend far beyond the basketball court, revealing a multifaceted individual with diverse passions. Her surprising dream of opening the Rib Crib restaurant showcases her entrepreneurial spirit and connection to Midwestern culture. Her detailed vision for the restaurant, from the Kansas City-style barbecue sauce to specific side dishes like cheesy cornbread and bacon-topped green beans, demonstrates attention to detail that mirrors her approach to basketball. This interest in food and business reveals a strategic mind thinking beyond her playing career. Her marketing background influences these aspirations, understanding both the business potential and cultural significance of such ventures. The passion with which she discusses these future possibilities shows she's already thinking about life beyond basketball, while still maintaining focus on her current career. The conversation showcased Clark's equipment preferences, revealing her loyalty to Kobe Bryant's shoe line. She exclusively wears his models 5 and 6 despite their low-top design, showing how personal preference and comfort trump conventional wisdom about ankle support. This detail offered a glimpse into how professional athletes make equipment choices that affect their performance. Throughout the interview, Clark demonstrated the qualities that have made her a transformative figure in sports. Her combination of competitive drive, business acumen, and genuine personality has helped elevate women's sports visibility while maintaining an approachable demeanor that resonates with fans. She spoke thoughtfully about the challenges of managing success at a young age, the importance of veteran mentorship, and the balance between professional excellence and personal enjoyment of the game. As she prepares for her next WNBA season starting in April, Clark continues to break barriers and inspire the next generation of athletes. Her impact extends beyond statistical achievements, influencing how young athletes approach both the game and their careers. Whether discussing basketball strategy, sharing personal stories, or offering advice to future stars, Clark demonstrated why she's become such an influential voice in sports while never losing sight of her Midwest roots and the pure joy that initially drew her to basketball. Throughout the interview, Clark demonstrated the qualities that have made her a transformative figure in sports. Her combination of competitive drive, business acumen, and genuine personality has helped elevate women's sports visibility while maintaining an approachable demeanor that resonates with fans. She spoke thoughtfully about the challenges of managing success at a young age, the importance of veteran mentorship, and the balance between professional excellence and personal enjoyment of the game. The conversation with the Kelsey brothers revealed Clark as not just a basketball phenomenon, but a well-rounded individual with interests spanning sports, business, and community engagement. Her ability to analyze the game's future while staying grounded in its fundamental appeal shows why she's become one of sports' most compelling voices at such a young age. Throughout the podcast, Clark's personality shined through, from her karaoke preferences to her golf adventures, including accidentally hitting a spectator during a Pro-Am event. These moments humanize the superstar, making her achievements even more remarkable. As Clark fan, what do you love most about Caitlin Clark, and which moment is your favorite? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on her amazing journey.
Alrighty, our guest today is a 6-foot guard from the University of Iowa, the NCAA all-time Division I scoring leader, the first pick of the WNBA draft, WNBA assist leader, all-star, and 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She's the most requested guest in the history of our show.
Clark's influence has reached new heights, with her upcoming appearance on the New Heights podcast hosted by Travis and Jason Kelsey marking a major cultural milestone. The podcast hosts revealed that Clark was the most requested guest in the history of our show, showcasing her widespread appeal beyond the sports world. This moment is even more significant given Travis Kelce's connection to pop icon Taylor Swift, potentially creating a unique bridge between sports and entertainment. Could this crossover skyrocket the WNBA's visibility? Let's take a closer look. The transformation of women's basketball's perception has found an unexpected catalyst in Caitlin Clark. Where once the WNBA struggled to capture widespread cultural attention, Clark has made the league cool to watch, creating a shift in public perception that extends far beyond the basketball court.
We heard you got your first recruiting letter in 7th grade. Is this true?
Yeah.
That's insane. Were you playing with high schoolers at this point?
Yeah, it's honestly sad. Like, where college like recruitment has kind of gone, it's just insane. But also I feel very fortunate. Like my parents, they told my older brother, like, go get the mail. Like, we don't want your sister to see that. They like wanted me to be in 7th grade and like enjoy middle school and like hang out with your friends. Like, you shouldn't be worrying about where you're going to college. So I didn't really take any visits until like after my freshman year. And then I didn't decide until my senior years. I was never in a rush. And my parents did a really good job of like, make sure, you know, I have a good circle around me. Like, it wasn't always about college recruitment. I wasn't like posting my offers. Like, also that wasn't really a thing when I was growing up. So.
But it is now. It had to be close to when you were growing up.
It was close. Like, people were starting to do it, like post like, oh, I got an offer from here. I got an offer from here. Now it's all you see on social media. I didn't really like think anything of it. Like, I was just going out there and hooping and having fun. And it's kind of just what came with it.
On the podcast, Clark will talk about her early career and share how she started getting college recruitment letters in 7th grade. Her parents handled it smartly. They had her older brother collect the mail so she wouldn't feel too much pressure and could have a normal childhood. This simple and grounded way of growing up, focused on values and staying real, has made her someone fans of all ages can look up to.
Why did you decide that this was the time to end your college career?